Alright, it looks like the Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury fight is official again. Alright, the first question to talk about for this fight is if it's even going to happen. Tommy Fury has pulled out now twice for this fight, and now they've booked it for a third time. And with the two pullouts and one of them at least being credible, I do think that he would not have taken this third opportunity with the intention of pulling out. There's really no other opponent for Tommy Fury that the people want to see him fight. Jake Paul is just a fight for him that he has to go through, and he needs to win. So I do think this fight is going to happen. As far as early fight predictions for this one, happening next month, there's a couple different things you got to think about when picking the winner here. I do think that Tommy is facing a lot of unnecessary pressure from his family, talking about how they're going to disown him and he might as well stay in Saudi Arabia if he loses to Jake Paul. And that pretty much is, he's getting kicked out of the family if he loses this fight. Like, that's what the Furies are making it seem like. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on Tommy, a pressure that's not going to make him perform better. I think it's part of the reason he's been pushing back this fight so far as long as he could. One plus for Tommy in this fight is that he's been in the camp for Jake Paul for many months. His team has come out and said this, so they've just been preparing for Jake Paul, nobody else, and hopefully he's bringing out the best version of himself for this fight. I think the location also leans in Tommy's favor because with the fight taking place in Saudi Arabia, it is like a neutral location, but Jake has only had fights in the United States besides his very first fight against Deji, which is many, many years ago in an amateur setting. So Tommy's bounced around, he's fought in many different places. I think he's already fought in Saudi Arabia, so I kind of think that leans in Tommy's favor. However, I do think that Jake's experience has prepared him for this fight. I think Jake has faced tougher opponents than Tommy Fury. I think the Woodley fight and the Silva fight are tougher fights for Jake. And that with that experience of going 8 rounds with Silva, having 2 fights with Woodley, I think he's definitely ready for this fight with Fury. And with their last few performances, I think Jake has definitely looked more impressive. Tommy's fights have been kind of boring, lackluster. He should have put guys away that he didn't. Jake, he knocked out Woodley, he went full 8 rounds with Silva, looking good, and he just outboxed him. So with the early rumors saying that this fight's going to go 10 rounds, I definitely think that leans in Jake's favor because Jake has already fought an 8-round fight, and I think Tommy's fought a 6-round fight once. So 10 rounds is a big ask for Fury, and I think that Jake's team is definitely ones pushing for that 10-round fight. So because of this, I definitely think that Tommy is the underdog going into this fight. I think that in the past, Tommy has been kind of lazy with his training, while Jake has been focusing on boxing now for multiple years. And as much as people want to hate on Jake Paul, he has been working very hard and he is dedicated to the sport. So I definitely see Jake as the favorite, but I do think this fight might be closer than some people think. I do see some people saying that Jake is just absolutely going to spark him early in the fight and that Tommy's not anywhere near Jake's level. But I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I think that their two skill levels are comparable. I do think when it comes down to it in a tough fight, Jake is willing to go the extra mile, and we just haven't seen Tommy do that before in a fight. So if you were to ask me my prediction now, an early prediction, I would have to go with Jake Paul winning. As of now, I probably see him getting a knockout in one of the later rounds, maybe 6 or 7, round 7. So that's my early prediction for this fight. Hopefully this fight finally happens and we get to see it next month. Let me know what your guys' predictions are for this fight. If I'm wrong, let me know. And thank you for watching. Peace.